Hi there, I'm Hazel Jarrett and I run a business called SEO Plus. I work with all types of businesses throughout the UK. I've been in SEO for 20 years or so now, and I've won quite a few awards along the way, so I know a thing or two about what's needed to get a website ranking in Google and attracting customers. Today, I'm going to run through why SEO is more essential than ever and a few things that you can do to improve your online presence. So, good SEO gets your website ranking at the top of Google, so customers naturally find you when they search for what you provide. It's a perfect inbound sales strategy, which means that you're visible 24/7. How cool is that? And there's no risk of coming across as spamming by using icky sales tactics, which is equally cool. So I rave about SEO for two big reasons. Firstly, it levels the playing field. Small businesses can rank alongside bigger and better known competitors and attract customers that might not have otherwise known about them. Customers that your competitors could have had could now be yours instead. Yes, you really can steal your competitors' customers. Secondly, SEO also helps to resilient-proof your business. With the foundations of good SEO in place, you can attract customers and make sales even in uncertain times, such as during a pandemic. 2020 has been a very tough year, hasn't it? I'm sure many of us have had some very different experiences. Many businesses have really suffered. Those that already had a good online presence and were able to continue to provide their services and products have fared far better than those that weren't so visible online. As we know, all the shops had to close, but the internet didn't. And unlike in the shops, there is no risk of catching COVID while you're online, and no need to wear a face mask either. This of course means that we've already seen a significant shift towards online shopping, and many experts are predicting that we won't go back to previous shopping habits. I've done some research recently, and according to the research by O2 Business and Retail Economics, 47% of shoppers think the number of times they will shop online will definitely increase going forward. That is nearly half of us. Which means, of course, that now more than ever, you need to have a good online presence. So, how is your online presence? Can customers find you when they search for the service you provide or the products you sell? When you search for a service or products, how often do you go past page 1 of Google? Most of us don't. There's an ongoing joke in the SEO world that the best place to hide a dead body is on page 2 of Google, because nobody ever looks there. Anyway, so as we've established, getting your SEO nailed is really good for your business, and you can even learn how to do that yourself. It's not as hard as you might think. So there are over 200 ranking factors in total, so I won't be talking about them all today, but I do have a few simple tips to help you increase your online visibility. Firstly, do you have an optimized Google My Business listing? If you don't, I recommend that you set one up, as this will help your local prospects find you. It's relatively easy to do, and it's completely free. On Google My Business, you can list your contact details, your opening hours, you can post images, you can showcase product descriptions, feature reviews, answer FAQs, and much more. Google My Business listing means that you can bring inquiries straight from search engine results pages, which is pretty cool, huh? And if you've already got a listing, have you filled all the information out? Are you asking your customers for reviews, and are you posting regular updates? All of these things are certainly worth doing, as this content appears in the box alongside your search result in Google and on Google Maps, and will help you stand out and attract people to your site. And if you don't have a website yet, that's not a problem, because a Google My Business listing will help you to increase your online presence and ensure that you benefit from searches, even if you don't have a website. If you need some help, I've written a complete guide, which I can post a link to in the comments. Secondly, one of the best things you can do is to consistently create content for your audience, because content has the power to raise your brand awareness, it builds trust in your reputation as an expert, it attracts visitors to your website, it increases customer inquiries and your sales, and it creates a sense of community around your brand. All of this helps your SEO and increases your visibility on Google so that you make even more sales. So with content, your first priority should be to create the content that is genuinely useful to your audience. Think about your customers' pain points, the questions they ask regularly, the information they need to improve their lives in some way. Speaking to your customers about their pain and the solutions that you provide for their pain means that you will attract more potential customers and engage with your audience in a more meaningful way. Ultimately, content is anything that communicates a message to your audience. This could be blogs, which is my favourite, or videos, which is not my favourite, audio files, podcasts, infographics, the list goes on. And don't be afraid to mix things up to discover what works for you as well as for your audience. If you're stuck for content ideas, think about the questions that your audience might have around your products or service and provide in-depth, helpful answers. If you're not sure what those questions are, there's a free tool called Answer the Public. It's a website where you can enter your main topic and the tool will return a whole bunch of related questions, which is obviously pretty useful. 2 quick content tips. Remember to write in a natural way, because being able to write like you would speak to your customers is a fantastic way to develop a tone of voice for your brand. It's engaging, readable, and builds trust, which is important for SEO. Also, be sure to use the words that your customers use when they talk about your product or service, because they will use the same search terms to find your website. And once you've created the content, be sure to share it on your social media platforms and also your Google My Business listing. Wow, so this year has certainly told us the importance of getting our business online and making it easy for our potential customers to find us there, interact with us there, and most importantly, buy from us there. And this means harnessing the power of SEO is super important. The good news is SEO is absolutely something you can learn to do yourself, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune. If you'd like to know your SEO once and for all, I'm running my popular SEO Accelerator course at the end of the month. Well, next week to be fair. It's perfect for small business owners and freelancers, and it includes 8 easy to follow modules and a stack of bonuses, downloads and live support to guide you through every stage so that you can SEO your way to the top of Google, attract your perfect customers and make more sales. If you'd like to know more, I'll drop the link and all the info in the comments. So to conclude, SEO, it can take a little time to see the results from SEO, but they last indefinitely, which means that your business will be far more resilient proof and will continue to attract customers and make sales for the long term, regardless of what might happen in the future. I hope you found this useful, and I hope it's inspired you to get more visible online. If you have any questions, drop me a message. I'm happy to help.